As we move from August to September and summer gives way to autumn, the very landscape around us is being transformed. Harvests are being gathered, leaves go from green to red and brown before dropping, and the days begin to shorten. For many, the pace of life also changes as children return to school, and with memories of holidays, enjoyed or endured, people settle down to new or familiar routines. My younger two children are twins who've recently had their A-level results and are now preparing to head off to university. Big changes for them and adjusting to an empty nest for my husband and me. Others may have been working hard all summer and might now be preparing for a well-earned autumnal break. In any case, at the start of every academic year, it often feels like change is in the air. One phase is giving way to another. Some things are coming to an end, and there might well be uncertainty about what lies ahead. Change is seldom easy, and the transition points in life, exit from one thing and entry into another, can be uncomfortable and challenging. It's human nature to resist. Change can, of course, be longed for and welcome, but even then it often requires us to leave some things behind in order to allow space for whatever lies ahead to emerge, and that isn't always easy. I was speaking recently with a friend of mine who several months ago suffered a stroke. He's recovering well, and in many ways life is returning to normal, except not quite. He doesn't have the same energy levels, and his mind struggles to cope with too much information all at once. So he's had to give up his work of many years as a counsellor working in a hospice. He's now pondering his identity, who he is if his work has been stripped away. And he's wondering what the future might look like. I asked if he was hoping that with the passing of another year or so, he might well be able to return to work, and his answer intrigued me. He said that for years, through his counselling work, he's helped people with terminal diagnoses to face their death. And that process, if it's to be done well, involves letting go and acknowledging that the past can never be returned to. He feels like it's now his turn to practice what he's been trying to help others do. As he contemplates his future, he feels he must let go of the past entirely rather than clinging on to the hope of it returning. And it's in that letting go, painful though it is, that he's fully opening himself up to new possibilities. Central to the Christian tradition is the idea of new life emerging out of death. Jesus spoke of a grain of wheat needing to fall into the ground and die before it could bear any fruit. And it was his own death on the cross which gave way to resurrection and new life. Every change in life, small or large, longed for or resisted, involves a little death, an ending of some kind before a new thing can emerge. And the tide cannot be held back, for with the passing of time, change in the end is inevitable. Every night brings with it the ending of one day that in turn leads to the dawn of another, and with it the start of new possibilities. So whatever changes you might be facing in your life, I wish you a peaceful letting go, thankfulness for what has been good, and a joyful embracing of all that lies ahead.